Rick, mid-season to have a couple days where you can practice in a row, maybe even some chances next week too. Do you view this as like similar to one-off practices mid-season, or you try to like make this thematic where you can work on different things having more time together?
It's important practice time. It's an opportunity to address things that we need to address. I mean, a lot of things are basic things, and making sure that we're completely committed to our habits, things that we have standards for, both offensively and defensively. And it is a bit rare, but every year, if you're not in the quarters, then you're going to have a couple of days. So we got to use it to the best of our ability.
Last year at this time was when you guys did really turn things around. Did you feel like it was a lot of because of what you just said, what you guys were able to do in that practice time in between, along with getting healthy?
Practice time was helpful, and we also were starting to get healthier. So last year, it was Andrew, Aaron, and Shep who were starting to come back into the fold. It wasn't Aaron quite yet, but it was Andrew and Shep, and that was important. And the practice time was important too.
I don't know how much individual accolades mean to you, but does 1,000 wins or having that number, is that anything you've ever thought about as a goal or a number that you're excited about potentially reaching?
Don't really want to talk about it.
I remember when you passed Red, you talked about, we asked you about that, you talked about just what he meant to the game. I guess, I'm sure you're not going to think about yourself very much, but are you going to think about either people who helped you or people that you joined, I guess, in that list, and how are you going to...
Yeah, I'm just not comfortable talking about this. It's just, I think you can understand. I mean, there've been a lot of people that have been very helpful. I mean, even to get to $9.99 is ridiculous, I mean, but look, Bill Fitch gave me my first job in 2019. He finally went into the Hall of Fame. That was more meaningful to me than anything that I could ever accomplish, because he was so deserving, and it took a while. It took too long, Chuck Daly was, a great friend and mentor and, trusted person in my life. Family has been, my wife Donna is, has meant so much to the entire journey, and Abby too, So I don't know. Putting the whole thing in perspective, I don't know. I mean, I got a lot of years on my contract, so this was never a destination. The journey is to come in every day, try to get the team better, try to get myself better. I do that by hiring great assistants that I can learn from, and I've been very blessed in that area too. So I don't know.
Have you always thought about others when you've had big life milestones and those who have helped you? Has that always been how you've been?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so because things that whatever accomplishments happen in life, what you learn after many years and many decades is that other people's dreams that you may have helped them achieve in one way or another are far more meaningful than things that you accomplish yourself. So, anyway, I don't know if that answers the question, but yeah.
So just after the game on Monday night, Rick was just talking about you played terrific. He was really impressed by you. He was responding from being benched in the second half of Friday. Just what did you have to do just to get right? What do you feel like you did well to respond? Basically,
just have a quick memory. So many games, so many different schemes, different matchups. So things didn't work out that night, but just always got to be ready and just do your job, be ready to go.
Rick was just talking about the feedback. I guess what did you learn from that situation on Friday, and how did you apply it?
I would say the constants always have to remain the constants. Just effort, energy, rebounding, running. All those things come before offense and shots and makes and all those other things that people tend to worry about. So just keeping the main thing, and then working on focusing on the other parts of my game later.
I think Shep mentioned last week after he hit a few shots in a game that finally for him playing the same role a bunch because you guys were healthier was helpful for him to know where his shots were coming from. As you played, it seems like a different role every game, every other game. How challenging has that kind of aspect of this season been for you?
I mean, obviously tough, but I mean, it's our job, it's our profession to be able to move around, be flexible, and still make an impact every night we're out there. So no matter how tough it is, you just always got to give it your all and make it work.
Has it changed your game-to-game prep when your role is different like that in a way that maybe you didn't do in prior seasons, or have you tried to, maybe not get that?
Yeah, I try to not overthink it. Whatever the dynamic be, whatever my role is, game to game. Just try to keep the same format, keep the same routine, not switch too many things up.
Rick's next win will be his 1,000th. You've only been in the league for 3 years. Can you even fathom 1,000 games total of any?
I was finna say, most people, do people play 1,000 games? Rather than coach, but I mean, huge congrats to the big guy. That's awesome.
Coach in the NBA.
No, I mean, it's not surprising. I think, I heard something early in my career, and it's the people that adjust to change and whatnot last the longest. And from the first time he's been a head coach to now, he's adjusted to the style of play and how he coaches, and I think that's a testament to him. And for him to be one game away from or 1,000 wins, I mean, it means you're really good at what you do. And he's been, someone that I really have come to enjoy. I didn't obviously know him previous to him coming to Indiana, but someone that I really respect and enjoy being around on a daily basis. And since he's gotten here, has really elevated my career, and I'm forever grateful for that.
He's not big on celebrating himself or milestones like this for him. One, do you feel like you guys now have to do it as players? And two, why do you think that quality of his, what does that make him a part of how this has been possible?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think he likes to ever talk about himself or celebrate himself. So, I mean, that comes from humility, and I think us as players have to make sure that he's celebrated for that, and we will, and he's not going to escape that, I promise. But like I said, it's he wants it to be about the team and all the teams he's coached previous. He wants it to be about the players, and that's just who Rick is.
You mentioned the adaptation. I mean, just what's impressed you about how he's just done that with you guys? I mean, just the style of play that you guys took on. It's obviously one, different than anybody else was doing. Two, certainly different than a lot of the teams that he built prior. I mean, just what was it like to see him kind of see a vision for what you guys could be and how you could operate, and see him put that in place?
Yeah, I mean, from the day he got here until now, our style of play has changed. Especially when he first got here, we weren't playing the way we do now. And I think he's a guy that has always empowered his assistant coaches and is always trying to learn. And when you put all that together, it's just it turns into what he's built here, and it's a pretty incredible thing.
What's impressed you about just how he's handled this challenge? Just coming off of losing Ty, all the injuries that you guys have had, the constant shifts, everything that you guys have had to shake up over the course of this year. It's been tough, obviously. What's impressed you about how he's handled all this and how he's come up, been willing to alter and change and adjust?
I mean, I think that's just the definition of a good coach. Someone that obviously the deck was stacked against us with all the injuries and everything, but he never wavered from who he is, from the way he coaches. And again, him and his staff have just been incredible in being positive and continuing to coach us the way they always have been, and not veering off course. And just a lot of respect to Rick and his staff, obviously.
So before he even came to talk to us today, he was spending a lot of time working with Isaiah just on his shot. I mean, can you still see it in him that he'd likes still coaching the basics, that he still likes coaching the fundamentals, and that he gets something out of, for as much as he cares about winning and cares about putting a team together, he also just cares about building guys on an individual level and making them better.
Sure. I mean, something that really sticks out to me, obviously him helping Isaiah on the court. I just feel like he has a good feel and a good pulse on the group. For instance, I don't know how much he's going to enjoy me telling this story, but last year in the Milwaukee series, I don't think I was playing really great until the closeout game. And he just comes over to my house and is there to talk about life and, you know, what he thinks could help me on the floor. And it's something that has stuck with me since, that he didn't have to do. And it was something I really appreciated, and it kind of showed in the next game. And that's when we kind of made our run.
What, I guess, tell me a little bit more about that. Like, what were the biggest things you took away from that? Like, what did he say, or what did you take from that I guess got your mind right, or made an impact?
I mean, there was a lot of things that were said, but I think it's just the feeling that he knew that I was disappointed in myself, and just took time out of his day to come over and just talk about life and stuff that he sees, and just keep it really light. It's something that, like I said, has really stuck with me, and it's something I really appreciate.
2 years ago, Milwaukee series is the most recent.
Not this past season, the year before that. Yeah.
You're at 11 years in and plus playoff runs. You're close to, like, your teams have played 1,000 games. Like,
Yeah.
can you even fathom that that number is a number that one person has won in the NBA?
No. Honestly, it's an incredible thing. I think he's the 11th.
Yep.
I mean, that's why there's only 11 people to do it. And you're either really good at your job, or you've been doing something for a really long time. And obviously all of us here think that Rick is really good at his job.
What is this? Last year, you guys really turned your season around at this break. What is having multiple practices, potentially in a row, and then again next week, mid-season? How helpful was that? And do you think something similar is possible this year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the starts of the season were a little different from last year, but I think practices like these and the practice tomorrow is so beneficial. You know, if I'm not mistaken, we kind of went on our run at this point last year after having 2 great practices and a game, and it's just something where we can fine-tune the stuff that we need to, and really lock in and try to go beat a good Philadelphia team.
Yeah.